Hello, everybody. Melinda Pollen, Brown County 4-H Youth Development Educator, and we are here with this week's Monday Motivation STEM Style video. As you might know, it is June. Hopefully, we all know that. And it is June Dairy Month as well. And I'm super excited to be joined by one of my friends and colleagues with the Brown County Dairy Promotions Committee, Jen Bartkowski.
Everyone.
And Jen is going to talk to us a little bit about how important our dairy industry is and how you might be using dairy in your houses every day and how important one very specific dairy item is, milk. So Jen, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk a little bit about how important and where we find the importance in milk.
Thank you, Melinda. Milk is very important to our body. We, of course, get 9 essential nutrients from one glass of milk. That's 1 8-ounce glass of milk can give us calcium and protein and phosphorus and riboflavin and niacin, vitamins A, D, and B12. All these 9 essential nutrients help our bones and our teeth be strong, helps us absorb other nutrients, helps our metabolism, helps us have energy, helps our muscles stay lean and help us keep growing and be strong in life.
Jen, is there a lot of sugar in our milk?
No, there's not. There's natural occurring sugar, which is great for our body to digest and break down. There is no added sugar in our milk, whether it's 1%, 2% whole milk, no added sugar. Just great essential nutrition for our bodies, providing, most importantly, our calcium for our bones and our body to be strong, but 8 grams of high quality protein that help give us energy throughout the day.
It sounds like what I'm hearing from you, dairy promotions folks, is that maybe milk is better for me than some of the other things that I might be drinking, like juices and soda even.
Absolutely, Melinda. Absolutely. No added sugar. It's something that our body can handle.
Awesome. Until I talked with Jen, I didn't know much about how important milk was and that it was really much more than when I look at that glass of milk, sometimes I don't think about what's really, really inside of it. So as we were talking, we came up with a really neat way that you might be able to see different parts of that milk. And so I'm going to lead you through a little activity because what we just learned from Jen can help us do an experiment where we get to see how important all of those cool things are in milk. So for the last few months, we've been using this experiential learning model, a do, reflect, apply model in 4-H. It looks very similar to what we see sometimes in our engineering world of the engineering design process, where we just gather information. And so Jen just gave us a ton of information about how important milk is. And now we're going to make some prototypes and be able to see how things are working inside of that milk. And so today, really excited, we are going to be making milk fireworks. And with the milk firework, we'll be able to see some of those things that Jen talked about, the protein, the fats that are kind of encapsulated inside of those milk molecules that we'll see. So in order to do this experiment, you need very few things. You'll need a shallow plate, a bowl, a cup, whatever you have around your house. We had glass bowls because we didn't have anything that was paper or plastic. Use what you've got, all right? You'll need milk, whatever you have in your house. Our house drinks 1% milk. Jen, do you drink 1% milk?
I drink whole milk. I love whole milk.
And so every family is different. I drink 1%, Jen drinks whole. You might have 2%. You might have some other form of milk as well. Chocolate even could work for this. You'll need some food coloring, dish detergent, again, whatever you have around the house, and some Q-tips. And if you don't have Q-tips, really, you just need dish detergent and a finger to make it work as well. So lots of ways you can adapt this to what you have around your house. So let's get started with our experiment. First thing you're going to do is pour milk into the bottom of the container that you have, just enough to cover the bottom, y'all. Don't need a ton, just a little bit. The second thing you're going to do is put a few drops of food coloring in. You can choose one color, you can make many colors, whatever you choose. You'll see blue in one picture, yellow in the other, although it looks orange, that's really the yellow there. The next thing that you're going to do is put a drop of dish detergent on the tip of your Q-tip. And as I said, if you don't have a Q-tip, you can put a drop on your fingertip and just dip it into the middle of one of those food color drops that you have there, and then watch to see what happens. You'll see when you put that in there that the colors kind of spoosh out a little bit, kind of like an exploding firework inside of your milk container. Um, Watch what happens, and then I want to show you what it looks like in real life. Repeating that process, see what happens when you do that again. And so what we did, because we didn't, sometimes it's hard to get a little drop of detergent, we put some right onto the kitchen table, and the kids dipped their Q-tips right into the middle of it. In hindsight, I probably could have used a little bowl. Might have been a little easier for cleanup, but we learn as we go, right? So let's see what happens when this happens there, and I'll try to explain the science behind how this works as well. So that dish detergent is a chemical, right? And so it's going, ooh, let's see how that's moving around on you. It goes into the middle and it's kind of spreads out. So what's happening is the dish detergent has a chemical reaction with the milk and the proteins and the fats that are in there. Um, Milk has different, as Jen talked about, different components. And when the dish detergent hits it, it's like the fat, the grease. Like if you've ever done dishes and you put dish detergent on it, kind of breaks up that the grease that's on your plates and dishes. That dish detergent is doing that same thing there to the fats that are inside of your milk. It goes in and it kind of pushes them away. It repels them away. They're negative ions and negative ions pushing away. And the food coloring, everybody, be clear, the food coloring isn't doing anything except it's just going along for the ride so you get to see the experiment. You'll see we used 1% milk, and the experiment kind of stopped in the middle because we had broken down all of the fats that were in that milk. 1% has a lower fat content than a 2% or a whole milk. So you can keep doing this experiment. We did it many times in our house because it was very cool to watch the experiment happen. And now you know the science behind how that works. But you can keep learning at home too. So Jen, why don't you tell us some other things that we could do?
Some great things that you can continue to do with the same supply list that you have in front of you by changing only one ingredient, and that is maybe the milk. Changing that fat content, whether you have already the skim milk or 1% or 2% in your house, maybe change it up. Buy something else that is not what you normally would have, like whole milk. See how much of the reaction is with the dish soap and the fats that are in the milk. Whole milk may or may not have more of a reaction. That is something you will have to do to find out. Please check out our dairy promotions website, which is browncountydairypromotions.com, for more information about how you can incorporate dairy into your day, whether it's through science or through quality dairy recipes.
Jen, it seems like your website has some great recipes and opportunities for us to learn as well. So we could head over to your website to get additional recipes, maybe even some other activities that we could do.
Absolutely. There are so many things to do with agriculture in the classroom, ag in the classroom. And there is fun science, whether it's with dairy or other agriculture commodities or agriculture products, whether it be cranberries or peas, beans, corn, popcorn. There are so many ways to incorporate science and STEM into agriculture in your everyday life.
And we don't want to forget that it's June Dairy Month, so be sure you check out these things this month. Support our egg industry. We're really sad that we didn't get to have our breakfast on the farm. We're not able to do some of the things that we normally do. But don't forget that our farmers do work for us every day so that we get to enjoy the nutrients and the value of everything that they put out. We would not have almost any of the food that we eat on a daily basis without a farmer doing the work. So thank a farmer. Uh, Give them the appreciation that they deserve for working hard for us every day. Sometimes we don't think about that either. Now, when you're finished with the experiments or as you're doing the experiments, we'd love to see some photos up on social media. A video like you saw in this video here, take a photo, take a video, and put that up on social media, whatever platforms you use, using a couple of hashtags, hashtag WI4H and hashtag Inspire Kids to Do. What that does, again, is help us to create a community of like learners doing similar things. And we get to see all of the different experiments. Maybe you don't have whole milk, but in one of the videos or photos we see, we get to see that in action. Again, if you go out and buy anything, remember you just need a little itty bit of it. So a small carton, you don't need a big gallon of milk to do this experiment. Just a small little bit of milk will help you do that experiment. Everybody, I want to thank you for watching the video today. Special thanks to Jen Bartkowski with the Brown County Dairy Promotions Committee for joining us today. Thank you guys so much and have a great day.
Bye, everyone. See you around.